Hi there. If you went and looked at my channel right now, you would probably think it's only a Minecraft channel because it's pretty much all that I've uploaded in the past year, and I haven't uploaded anything in several months. But I don't really care. I'm just gonna upload whatever I want. So I was thinking, I want to do a Balatro Joker Tier List, so I'm gonna do that now. All right. My credentials: I've beaten every deck on Gold Stake a good amount of times now, actually. I think I have 27 Jokers left to beat on Gold Stake, and then I'll have the achievement or completionist plus. And then I think I have like 300 something hours in the game. So I've played quite a lot, but there are people that are a lot better than me. But anyways, the vibes are good. So okay, immediately, why the hell are there two of these? I'm only familiar with one 8-ball, and then I just went and looked at all the Jokers, and I don't know what this one is. So I'm gonna ignore this one. Maybe I'm dumb. Anyways, 8-ball, 1 in 4 chance to generate a tarot card whenever you play an 8. Yeah, I fucking hate this thing. I gotta be honest. I don't think I've ever had this trigger, ever. I never pick it up. I think it's bad garbage. Okay, I made it bigger so we can see more better. Abstract Joker plus 3 mold for each Joker card. Early game, it can work pretty well. Low stakes, it can work pretty well. Gold stake, not so much. It's usually capping out at like 15 molt or so, which is pretty low. But early game, it's decent. I think there's like a 50-50 chance I get this anytime I see it in the shop. I'll put it B. Seems like a pretty middle-of-the-road Joker for me, at least in the early game. Acrobat times 3 mult on last played hand. Times 3 mult is always going to be pretty good for beating blinds. Only in the last hand makes it a little bit sus, because then you're kind of getting no value from it most of the time. It's like an oh shit Joker, kind of. So I'll probably move these around later, but I think for now, I'm also going to drop it in B. It's good sometimes, which I guess is what B will translate to in my mind. Ancient Joker, each played card with matching suit gives times 1.5 molt when scored, changes suit every round. Because of the unpredictability of it, this one can be a little sus, a little risky. Also because it gets the most value from flush, and flush isn't a very well scaling hand. I don't think it's great, but it can be. So there's like another situational one. I would be tempted to put it like low A, maybe. Really high B. It's pretty good. We'll put it in A for now because it looks more appealing. But yeah, it's pretty situational too. I definitely don't pick it up all the time. If you could predict which suit it was going to pick next, it'd probably be a lot better, but you can't. So Arrowhead plus 50 chips for each spade played. I'm a big fan of this one, to be honest with you. There's not a lot of good chip jokers in the game. And if you get some retriggers and you're playing like flush with this, it's very good. Particularly early game, you can get through a lot of rounds with just this one. I'm gonna put it in A now as well. For now, might change it later. We'll see. Astronomer, it's really expensive. I feel every time I see it, it's like $11 or something. Maybe I'm just hallucinating that. Get it? Hallucinated? That's not the Joker. Planet packs are free and planet cards are free. It's essentially an economy Joker, but it's definitely one of the weaker economy Jokers, I would say. I'm gonna put it in C for now. I'll sometimes get it if I just, need the money, need some easy planet levels. But it's not usually gonna make or break a run. Banner, plus 30 chips for each remaining discard. For most Jokers where you're not able to use discards, I hate. And plus 30 chips is not a lot at all. This is an easy D tier for me. I'd probably put it I guess I'd put 8-ball above it. No, I wouldn't. 8-ball just kind of screws you over constantly because if it doesn't proc, it gives you literally nothing. There's like a small subset of time in the early game where it might save you. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan. Baron, King Sudden gives times 1.5x molt. Obviously, very popular. Very good for super late game runs. I will say it's quite weak early game. It can be a little bit difficult timing it right to get this set up and not kill yourself accidentally. But I mean, just for the point potential, it definitely has to be an A, high A. But you do have to know when to use it and how to use it correctly. But I mean, come on. Obviously, Baron's going to be pretty high up there. Baseball card, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Times 1.5 molt for each uncommon Joker. Another situational one, because if you don't have any uncommon Jokers, it's kind of whatever. But if you do have like 3 of them, I mean, that's quite a lot. I would pick this up before either of these two in B, but probably not before any of the ones in A. I'll put it high B for now. Blackboard, chalkboard, whatever it's called, gives you times 3 molt if all the cards held in hand are spades or clubs. Again, times 3 molt is always going to be pretty good. It's a little bit difficult to play for this one because obviously there's a lot of cards in your deck. I would prefer it over Acrobat for sure, and I'd probably put it over Abstract as well. But yeah, definitely just going in B, situational. It's pretty annoying to play with it, so, Heartstone or Bloodstone, whatever it's called, times 1.5x mult for each heart played, or 1 in 2 chance for it, rather, I guess. This is pretty damn good. It's a bit more consistent than the Ancient Joker, I would argue, and it's pretty easy to just get like an oops all 6s, and then it's triggers all the time. So with some re-triggers, you can re-trigger a lot of different heart cards in different ways. It's going to be pretty high up in A for me, probably above Ancient Joker. Blue Joker, Blue Joker. I like this one, except whenever I first started playing the game, I got it one time and I thought it was Blueprint, and I was really sad when I realized it wasn't. But pretty good early game for most decks. If you have a low card deck, obviously it's not going to be that good, but it gives you +2 chips for each card in your deck. So it's pretty much 100 free chips, which is definitely going to be good early game. Even for like mid game, it scales pretty decently because chips are a little bit tough to get until you have a lot of planet cards. I think early game, I'm definitely picking this up over Acrobat. I think we'll keep him right there. I think that's a decent place for it. Blueprint, moving on. The boot, +2 mult for every $5 you have. Pretty good. I thought this was a lot better whenever I was newer to the game. Obviously, it's a lot of mult if you have a lot of money, but just flat mult falls off pretty quickly. In early game, it's really not that useful either because you don't have a lot of money early game most of the time. Let's say if you have 25 bucks, I mean, what's it going to give you, like 12 mult or something? Or no, 10 mult if you have 25 bucks. I'm good at math. Yeah, it's uncommon, so I guess it synergizes decently well with baseball player, but I mean, I don't really care that much for the boots anymore. Not these days. I've evolved. Maybe controversial. I think I'm actually going to put it down here. I mean, flat mult's just really not that valuable. And it's pretty situational that you're going to be sitting on a whole bunch of money anyways, so I don't know. That wouldn't happen very often. So I'm putting it down in C. Brainstorm. A little bit worse than Blueprint, but yeah, moving on. Bull. Now, Bull is pretty much the same as the boot, except it's chips instead of mult. But chips don't scale the same way that mult does. So, automatically going to be up in B. And then it's better than Blue Joker because it can scale higher. I think it's better than Abstract. I even think it might be better than Blackboard. Chalkboard. What is it actually called? It is Blackboard. I was right. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it right there for now. Scaling chips is just really good. Yeah, not the best thing in the world, but, you know, it's pretty good. Burglar. Lose all your discards with gain +3 hands. Yeah, this one's just fun, honestly. It gets fun points. Also, it's economy, technically. Also, it gives you pretty much everything that you want, except for discards. I really like Burglar, especially if you have, like, a Blueprint or something. You can get a whole crap load of hands. I'm going to put it low A. Big Burglar fan, me. I'm that guy. Burnt Joker, upgrade the level of your first discarded hand per round. There's pretty much one free planet card every round, or losing a discard. Really not that good, I'm gonna say. Again, thought it was really, really good whenever I was newer to the game, and it is good early game, so I guess it's worth considering that. That just falls off pretty badly mid-game. I guess I'd be more excited to see this in an Acrobat, so I'll put it low B for now. For the early game and maybe a little bit of mid-game. Business card, 1 in 2 chance for every played face card to give you $2. Yeah, I love this card, I gotta be honest with you. I'm a bit of a face card fiend, which makes me lose more runs than I would like to admit. But, you know, what are you gonna do? It's too much fun. I'm putting this one in A. It's pretty solid economy Joker. Scales decently well, because you're usually gonna be playing face cards at a later point in the game anyways. Not too bad. Canio, gain, 2x mult for every destroyed face card? What is it, 1.5 or 2? Let me look. Okay, it gives you an extra ×1 mult for every destroyed face card. I mean, it's a legendary. It's usually going to be pretty good. Destroying face cards can be a little annoying, but if you have like a DNA or something where you can consistently do this, yeah, I'd say it's pretty situational. But, I mean, gaining 1x mult, scalable indefinitely, it's always going to be pretty good. So it's going to go low A. I'd be more excited to see him than any of those, probably more than this one. I guess we'll say a high A then. It's good, it's just a little bit difficult to get that set up. I haven't had any crazy runs with it, but I'm sure that there is potential for crazy runs. Campfire, every card sold this it's anti, right? Yeah. Anti gives times 0.25x mult. Used to be really, really good. Not so strong anymore. But it can get you out of a pickle. A little annoying having to sell your stuff instead of just spending the money and getting, you know, permanent value out of it. I don't often play Campfire. I recognize that it can be pretty strong, but it's just annoying to play with, and that makes it less popular in my mind. I'm gonna put it low C. Maybe also, or high C rather. Maybe also a little controversial. I don't know. I don't care. It's my list. Card Shark. Yeah, wait, is that what this is called? Card Sharp. Okay, I don't know what that really means. Times 3 mult if you play the same hand twice. I love this one. I think it's pretty easy to get a strong build going with playing the same hand over and over again. I think you're most of the time going to be doing that anyways. Times 3 molt is pretty good. Doesn't scale forever, so it's going to be weaker than a lot of other ones. But you get way more value than you would with Acrobats. It's definitely far above that. You get more value than Blackboard. Well, potentially not, but it's easier to do. Probably less value than the baseball card. But to be honest, just for enjoyment factor, I'm putting it up here. It's a low A for me. I don't know, I just like this one. It's such an easy condition to beat. Times 3 molt, I mean, always going to be nice in the early mid-game. Cardomancer, create a tarot card when blind is selected. Must have room. This is just free tarot cards, so it's kind of like the Planet Pack economy jokers. But tarot cards, I think, are more valuable than Planet Packs typically. Not mean to drop it there. Although that is probably a pretty good place for it. I mean, free tarot cards can kind of make or break a run. I'm going to put it above Abstract for now. I think it's pretty decent. But there are a lot better ways to get tarot cards as well. Could maybe argue for this to be high B, maybe very low A. But I'm pretty happy with it there for now. Castle, gain +3 chips per discarded suit card. Suit changes every round. This one is super, super annoying to get stacked up, at least on higher difficulties, because you only have so many discards, and if you don't draw the right cards, you hardly get to scale this at all. But it does scale infinitely, so that makes it pretty good. It's just a chip scale. It also makes it pretty good. I think it's worse than the Bull. I'm going to put it here. It's about the same as the Blue Joker for me, but it's very rare that I take this Joker super far into a run. Cavendish, my beloved. Permanent times 3 molt. Instant A tier for me, for the sake of it being the banana and all the funny memes that come from banana. I think I've got to put him up here. Big Cavendish fan, like every other person. The dagger. Oh ho ho, the dagger. Used to be a lot better whenever it could work on Eternals. Kind of ass now, if you ask me. I don't like having to feed it constantly. It's also just flat molt. Flat molt's kind of mid. I see probably lower than Campfire. Yep, that's where it goes. Certificate, when round begins, add a random playing card with a random seal to your hand. I'm a big fan of this one. It's super easy for getting good cards rolling. Get your seals. Get your purple seal, then you get all your free tarots from it. Get your blue seals, get your free planets from it. I mean, seals are just so strong. This is a really good Joker. If I get it early on in the run, it's probably going around here. If I get it later in the run, it's probably more like here. I guess I'll put it here for now. I don't know. Right down the middle-ish. Chaos the Clown is going to be an S tier. I'm just kidding. But obviously he is a little economy Joker, not a hugely valuable Joker, but I mean, it is free money technically. Used to really hate him. Don't hate him quite as much anymore. But yeah, he's never going to make or break a run. I'd probably take him after the boot. Chicotte, so situational, it's insane. He gets a lot of hate because he's so much worse than all of his brothers in the legendary packs. Well, brothers or sisters, I don't really know. It's kind of abstract what's going on with the legendary Jokers in particular. Anyways, can be a godsend in some situations. Can be hugely disappointing in others. Kind of the definition of situational. I'm going to put him max B tier. Like the highest in B tier, rather. I don't even know which one this is, but all these little basic common ones are going to be like low C for me. I think they're okay. They'll get you through the early game, but I mean, who the hell cares? Cloud9, oh, if you've ever had a God tier Cloud9 run, you have known true love. Yeah, I did an Astral pack that turned like 12 of my cards into 9s one time at the very beginning of a game, and I just scaled the entire rest of the deck. I think I was getting like $42 every round off of this Joker alone. It's just a really, really good economy Joker. I think it's less fun than Business Card, just because vibes. I guess I'll put it there, and I think I'm gonna move Arrowhead down, looking at the competition here. Yeah, okay, Arrowhead's moving down to the right. It's now pretty low tier A. And for the sake of funness, I'm also gonna move Ancient Joker down. I think I would pick up all 4 of these before either of those two. Constellation, gain times 0.1 mole every time a planet card is used. Infinite scaling, always gonna be strong. Immediate A. Scales pretty slowly, but you are going to be using a lot of planet packs, so it's just a win-win. Also not very expensive to pick up. Gonna put it right beneath Cavendish, I think. Again, it's probably technically better than Cavendish, but Cavendish is cooler, so. Got a few basic ones, go in C tier, no one cares about them. Credit card, that's going to be a D tier for me. I never picked this up. Maybe there's something I'm misunderstanding about it. I don't know why you would ever want to go negative in money. Maybe there's like just the rarest situation where you have like a shop with a blueprint and a brainstorm in it, but you can't afford it, so you have to go negative for that. Outside of that, I hate that thing. Delayed gratification, earn $2 per discard if no discards are used by the end of the round. Again, it's a Joker that doesn't let you use discards, which is always going to be super fucking annoying, and then the money it gives you is worth so incredibly little. I hate this thing. There's like a few situations where I've had it be worth it for an early game economy Joker, but it's just not good. High D tier. Another basic one, low C. Diet Cola, sell this card to create a free double tag. It's pretty rare that I'm ever skipping anything at this point. Kind of a new player thing to do most of the time. But the vibes are good, because if you get like the fun negative one and like some shit goes crazy mode, then that's always nice. If I have the money, I'm picking it up. If I don't have the money, I'm not picking it up. I'd call it situational, I guess. Bottom would be D and A, immediately going to be A. Probably significantly higher in A. I think this is the lowest it could ever go. I think it could even go all the way up to S potentially. It just enables so many synergies and also lets you fix your deck so easily. I think I'm putting it in S. I think I am. A bit of a risk of bloat, but I mean, who cares at a certain point? Because you can just keep bloating it to the point where it's not bloated if you zoom out enough, you know? Yeah, it's going S. Whatever. Fight me. Diver's License times 3 molt permanent if you have 16 or more enhanced cards. Pretty easy to get this activated. Horrible, useless early game, maybe even a little bit mid game. So that's worth considering. It's definitely worse than Card Sharp. I say definitely. I definitely think it's worse than Card Sharp. I'll put it there. It's pretty good. Another basic one. I think that's the flush one. Drunkard, +1 discard each round. Not amazing. Sometimes nice to have another discard. If I have an extra Joker slot, I always buy this in the shop if it shows up. Because, you know, why not? You can enable a lot more shenanigans. That being said, it's probably going to be a C for me. Probably worse than Knife, but better than Boot. Dusk plus retrigger all cards on your last hand of the round. Retriggers are just the best mechanic in the game. That being said, it doesn't do anything for the vast majority of your hands, so that hurts it. Usually picking that up if it shows up and I have room. Unless I really have a strong build going, it's unlikely that I'm ever going to sell a Joker for this. But for the purpose of just winning games, it probably goes here for me. But it also gets some fun points because it is fun. I like retriggers, so it's going to move up to here instead. Yeah, middle of B. I'm happy with that. Egg. Oh man, eggs. I've had such a mixed relationship with egg. Didn't like it at first, and then now I love it. It's so good. It's just a really nice economy Joker, and also it scales with Swashbuckler. If you ever get that build going, that's pretty fun. I like the egg. That being said, out of the economy Jokers, it's pretty low ranking, I would say. We'll go one above Drunkard, I guess. That's where the egg lives for me. Or it would, but then you think it's an egg with a cool little face on it, so that's cool points. It moves up to bottom of B. We love the egg. Erosion, +4 molt for each card below original starting deck size in your current deck. It's quite a bit of molt. It scales very fast if you have a few cards missing. That being said, it is flat molt. It doesn't have infinite scaling. It's kind of annoying to scale it at all because you have to delete a bunch of cards, which you're usually trying to do anyways, but you know, you can't guarantee that happening. Very situational. I'd say it's probably a little bit less than Abstract Joker. It could be a lot better than Abstract Joker, but it just depends on how the run's going, because there are runs where it'll give you literally nothing. So, but Abstract Joker will always give you at least something. Even Steven, what is it, +2 molt for even cards, +4 molt or something? I don't know. It's a pretty obvious early game Joker. Pretty decent early game, maybe even a little bit of mid game, but it's not a lot of molt, so I'd probably pick it up in that priority order, somewhere around there. Faceless Joker, earn $5 if 3 or more face cards are discarded at the same time. In theory, a pretty good economy Joker. It's rare that it actually works out for me, though, just because there aren't that many face cards in most decks. So you end up burning through a lot of discards and a lot of hands just trying to get some money, trying to get your nut. And I think for that reason, it's kind of weak. Definitely not my favorite economy Joker. Probably right next to the egg in my mind. I'd probably get it before I got egg. Yeah, we'll put it there. Fibonacci. Each played ace, 2, 3, 5, or 8 gives +8 molt. This is a pretty good Joker. It gives a lot of molt. It's not infinite scaling, so that's gonna limit it pretty substantially. I would get it above Abstract Joker, probably beneath any of these, so around middle of B. 4 fingers, all flushes and straights can be made with 4 cards. This is pretty bad in my mind. It's not the worst in the game, certainly not. But it doesn't give enough value to take up a whole Joker slot pretty much ever in my mind. It's kind of fun. You know, it's just easier to make things, and it's like abstract. Maybe I do bottom of C. But yeah, this Joker's not very good. Flash card gains +2 molt per reroll in the shop. Pretty cool. Infinite scaling, but it's only flat molt, so that limits it. Same old story we've heard before. Also, rerolls are pretty expensive until you get the right vouchers. That in mind, it also hinges on having a pretty strong economy. For that reason, I'm probably going to put it there. This is kind of just flat molt Joker central, I guess. A few exceptions. The pretty good ones go right there. Flower pot times 3 molt. Poker hand contains all 4 card suits. Some people will live and breathe and die by this Joker. I'm not one of them. I fucking hate this thing. I think its requirements are really annoying to meet, and then it's only times 3 if you do meet them. I pretty much never buy this. Fortune teller +1 molt per tarot card. Use this run. This one stacks so easily. You don't even have to think about it. It's so consistent. You know, once the condition is met, the condition is permanently met. It's one of the very, very strong flat molt Jokers because I'm always buying tarot cards regardless, so it stacks without me even thinking about it. Fib's pretty good. I think tarot is a little bit better, or fortune teller, rather. I'm putting fortune teller up here. I actually really like fortune teller. And part of that might just be the vibes as well. I just like it. It's vibey. Gift card, all Jokers gain, or all cards gain, what, like $1 of value every round or something? Used to not really get this one, didn't care too much for it. Now I understand it's a very, very strong economy Joker. One of the better economy Jokers, I would actually say. I'm pretty much always picking this up if I see it. I'm going to probably put it low A. The fact that it works on even consumables is so nice because you just have extra money being generated constantly. And then, of course, if you get a Temperance, which is the tarot card that gives you the sell value of all your Jokers, you're slamming like $50 a pop for that. So it's just really, really good. And you keep getting that $50 a pop even after you sell it, you know, assuming you've maxed out the value of other Jokers. So really, really good economy. Actually, wait, my other economies are all the way up there. Okay, I'm putting it up here. I think this is the best economy Joker I've seen so far. Last Joker times 0.75 molt for every broken glass card. I've never really had a run work with this one, but in theory, it should be really, really strong, although you kind of don't want glasses to be breaking most of the time. So a little tough. It's probably going to go around here with the other X3 Jokers, but it's going to go up because it is infinite scaling. I think I'll put it behind, what was this one called? Planetarium or something? Constellation. Pretty good. Infinite scaling is going to be really, really good. But it's annoying to have to break glass cards. It does not inspire joy. Gluttonous Joker. Played cards with club. Give +3 molt when scored. Pretty much the definition of an early game Joker. You can re-trigger it to get a little bit more, but it's going to be flat molt regardless, and it doesn't scale all that hard. I'm going to put that with Even Steven. And while we're at it, let's put all 4 of the Deadly Sins Jokers right there as well, because they pretty much do exactly the same thing with a different suit. I'm happy with that. Golden Joker earned $4 at the end of each round. Pretty damn good economy Joker. It's just $4 every single round, which makes it instantly better than the egg. Can't be any better than Cloud9, because Cloud9 you'll almost always have at least $4 being generated per round from that. And it does tap out relatively early on. I'm going to keep it in B, I think, and put it right above the Bull. I like it. It's a good economy Joker, but it's not my favorite. Golden Ticket. Played gold cards. Give $4 when scored. If you have some re-triggers, this is a pretty crazy economy Joker as well. I'm going to go up here in Economy Town. And it is very fun, so I think I'm going to put it above gift card for that. I just really like re-triggers. Re-triggers make the world go round. But if you don't have any gold cards, it's kind of scuffed, and also playing gold cards messes up your point scoring sometimes. Yeah, I'll leave it there. That's all right. Green Joker +1 molt per hand played, -1 molt per discard. Again, it's a Joker that punishes you for discarding, so that's really, really annoying. However, infinite scaling on molt, albeit not very much. That makes it really strong in higher stakes, like gold stake. This one is really good. In lower stakes, probably never picking this up. I like discarding far too much. I'd put it probably beneath the reroll one of the weaker scaling flat molt Jokers. And I think I'm going to move Abstract to the bottom here. I think I'm actually going to move the Fibonacci down as well. I think the infinite scaling ones should probably just always be ahead, realistically speaking. Which I guess would move Boot up. It just scales so slowly, man. You have $50, it gives you 20 molt. Yeah, I just don't like hoarding money. I don't know. Boot should probably be higher, but I don't like it. So whatever. Banana +15 molt. We love banana. If it breaks, you get your better banana. Yeah, big banana fan. It's definitely not better than the infinite scaling molts, but the vibes put it over. Pushes it ahead, so banana's going there. Gross Michelle. Hack, super fun. Immediately going to be at least A. Re-triggers are always my goat. A little annoying that it has to be on low cards and not face cards, but you can get around that with some trickery. And that being said, if you don't really have any useful cards, it doesn't accomplish much of anything. But usually you will, so I think I'm going to move it. I'll put Hack there. A little situational, but whenever it's the right situation, very fun. Half Joker plus 20 mult with played hand contains 3 or fewer cards. This one's quite good, especially early game. Same old spiel. 20 mult's a lot, more than abstract most of the time. Put it right there. I like that one. Hallucination, 1 in 2 chance to create a tarot card whenever booster pack is opened. It's got to be around where Cartomancer is, probably a little bit better. I feel like this one procs more often than not. Probably a good bit better than Cartomancer, actually. Because the max potential of this is like way higher than Cartomancer. I'll put it right above Golden Joker. Hallucination's good. Tarot cards are good. Hanging Chad. Hanging Chad is so bomb. I love it. It always shows up. It's so strong. Re-triggers are amazing. Better than Hack. Better than these two. I think I'll put it above Cavendish. I think that's where I'm going to put it. I love Hanging Chad. It's 2 re-triggers. Are you kidding me? That's insane. You just win the game off that. Easy. Iker, every played card permanently gains plus 5 chips when scored. Again, with some re-triggers, this one is a lot of fun. Without re-triggers, it is pretty horrible. But chip scaling is good. A little bit annoying trying to pull the same card over and over again, especially on higher stakes and limited discards. I'd probably buy it before Castle, but not before Blue Joker. I'll put him right there. Hit the Road. Times 0.5 mult for every Jack discarded this round. One of the weaker rare cards. It's just very annoying having to discard. You have to discard so many times just to get to an X3, which is going to go away at the end of the round. I think disappointment factor from it being a rare puts it in C. I don't think it's as weak as almost any of these C tier ones, but it just really pisses me off whenever it shows up because I'm like, it could have been a different rare that would have been so much stronger. So for that reason, I put it there. If it was uncommon, sure, whatever. This looks really weird on this website for some reason, but I believe this is hologram, and times 0.25 mult every time a playing card is added to your deck. This is like Constellation, but better. It just scales faster. You add cards to your deck pretty easily. I wouldn't say it's a whole lot better, though, because you do kind of screw up your deck fixing with it. Put it there, right below Chad, right above Cavendish. I don't really mind screwing up my deck a little bit for it. I'm just trying to win, that is. Ice Cream, plus 100 chips, minus 5 chips every hand played. Pretty weak, but in a pickle, or at least in the very early game, can be good. Put it high C, probably less than Hit the Road. Invisible Joker, after 2 rounds, sell this to duplicate a random Joker. This has the potential to be, S tier Jokers, so it's got to be very high. I'm going to put it S tier as well. Obviously, it sucks whenever it hits the wrong Joker, but that's a risk I'm willing to take for another blueprint. Sorry, I gotta do it. Jimbo, plus 4 mult. He's the GOAT. He's got to be the best in the game, but not really. Vibes helps him out quite a lot, but it is just plus 4 mult, so he's going to be bottom of C, I think. No, he's got to go D. I'm sorry, Jimbo. You're just not very good. I'm not annoyed when I see him, though. Nah. D is only for Jokers that I'm actively annoyed whenever I see in my shop. Stencil times 1 mult for each empty Joker slot. There are some pretty fun runs with this one, but it also is quite limiting. Bottom A, whatever. Not going to overthink it. Another basic one. They get the C treatment. Drunkard's counterpart, Juggler, plus 1 hand size. Hand size is pretty damn strong, but it's not usually going to make or break a run. I'm going to put it right next to Drunkard. They're kind of the same thing in a lot of ways. Loyalty card, times 4 mult every 6 hands played. I swear to God, I can never get this timed correctly. It always hits on the hand that I don't want it to. But times 4 mult is theoretically strong. Putting it beneath baseball card. That's where it lives on my list. Luchador, sell this card to disable the current boss blind. This thing, whenever it shows up, whenever you need it to, oh my God. My fucking goat. Seriously. But more often than not, it doesn't do that. It just kind of shows up in a shop when you don't care for it to. Bottom of B. Lucky Cat gains times 0.25 mult every time a lucky card successfully triggers. This is one of my favorite Jokers in the game because lucky cards are my favorite enhancement. I'm a gambling man, if you couldn't tell. I'm very tempted to put this in S. It's infinite scaling. Obviously not as good as re-triggers. Okay, I can't put it there. I'll put it right underneath Baron. But I love Lucky Cat. Another basic goes C. Oh, madness, my beloved. When small blind or big blind is selected, gain times 0.5 mult and destroy a random Joker. Obviously, destroying Jokers is always going to be pretty ass. But if you get this early on into a run and you just fully commit to it, It's interesting, if nothing else. Especially if you just have Eternals on. So I'd say above black stake, like black stake and above that, it does pretty well, which I almost never play on lower than that. Yeah, realistically, let's see. When am I going to pick this up compared to the other ones? Pretty rarely. I'll put it right beneath Banana. Situational as hell. Mail-in rebate, earn $5 for each discarded card with matching rank. This is like the quintessential economy Joker. Definitely hovering somewhere up here. I think I'll put it next to Chad. I swear I get these two Jokers in pretty much every single run, which is fine because I love them both. They're amazing Jokers. It's just so much money. So much money. And it also enables you to deck fix, which in turn makes it stronger. So the synergy, even with itself, is like really good. Marble Joker adds 1 stone card to the deck when blind is selected. Not a very good Joker. We're probably looking at C tier here. Stone cards are not very good. Fucking up your deck for no reason is not very good. It has like 1 synergy in the whole game. Maybe 2 or 3. Yeah, I'm very rarely picking up that Joker. I'm not angry when I see it, but yeah, so I guess it's better than Flower Pot then. Yeah, we'll put it low C. Matador, $8 if played hand triggers the boss blind. It's so inconsistent. I'd never even know when it's going to trigger and when it isn't. You can't re-trigger it. $8 is kind of nice. It's so situational. It's kind of insane. Definitely my least favorite economy Joker. Bottom of B, why not? Marry Andy, plus 3 discards each round, -1 hand size. Hand size is kind of whatever. Plus 3 discards enables a lot of shenanigans, making it pretty good. A little wonky to play with. Again, I'd say it's situational. Probably pick it up around the same amount as Cartomancer, somewhere around there. Midas Mask, all played face cards become gold cards. Very good early game. It kind of falls off after that. I'd probably buy it above any chip Jokers, I imagine. Put it in the middle of B. Mime, re-trigger all card held in hand effects. One of the strongest Jokers in the game. I'll put it right beneath the Lucky Cat. Gonna be very high A. Misprint plus a random amount of molt every hand, usually averaging to around 11 molt. The inconsistency in this is horrible. Incredibly annoying. Definitely worse than Abstract. But, you know, it can be good whenever you don't have any other molt. Actually, I put Even Steven way down here. I would take Even Steven over this probably most of the time, just for the consistency of it. Although, Even Steven is also not consistent. I'll put it right above Even Steven. How about that? Mr. Bones, if you get 25% of the chip requirement, he explodes, but you don't die. If you're in that situation, you've probably already fucked up so much to begin with. That run's going to be cooked. I'm sorry, I never buy Mr. Bones. Don't ever have a reason to. Maybe if you're doing like a crazy long run and you just need to get to the next ante for another shop chance or something. But then he's taking up a Joker slot. I never do it. I'm putting him in D. Well, no, he doesn't piss me off. Okay, bottom of C. I don't really care for Mr. Bones. Mystic Summit, gain plus 15 molt when 0 discards remain. Used to hate this one. Now I understand its early game power. It seems to pop up a whole lot in my runs. As far as the flat molts go, it's pretty good. Probably worse than half Joker, so I'll put it right between half and Abstract. Obelisk gains times 0.2 molt per consecutive hand played without playing your most played Joker hand. I've had people explain to me how this one works, and I understand how it works, but they've tried to explain to me how it's good. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it. I guess they call it like a late game Joker, because you have to have one hand type played up a bunch, but you need to pivot to a different type of hand. And I just don't ever see it being worth it. I hate this Joker. It's another one of those rares that appear that just pisses me off, because it could have been a different rare, but it's not. Yeah, I would honestly pick it below any of these basic ones. I hate that Joker. Odd Todd, my goat, played cards with odd rank, give plus 31 chips. Incredibly strong early and mid game, even pretty decent late game. 3 triggers, great synergy with like a hack. Do you think it's better than Even Steven because it's chips, and chips are a bit harder to get from Jokers? I'll put it below Banana. This is like the order that I would buy it in, probably. Onyx Agate, played card. I think it's Agate. Played cards with Club Suit, give plus 7 molt and scored. You know, it's basically one of these Jokers, but a little bit better. Decent early game, don't really care for it. I'd buy it before I bought an ice cream cone. Oops, all 6s, in all honesty. Not very useful, but the fun points and the vibe points really sends it up quite a bit in my eyes. You can make some really wacky runs with this bad boy. For that reason, I'll put it right below Hack. Again, probably not actually that good, but I like it. So it's going up there in A. Paradolia, or whatever that's pronounced like. All cards are considered face cards. It can be pretty troll, but also enables some really funny builds, like with reserved parking and whatnot. It also can be retriggered if it's considered a face card, so Sock and Buskin synergy. Very situational, but in the right situation, it's actually kind of like an economy Joker. I'll put it right next to Midas Mask, I suppose. Archeo, super fun, super strong, hard to argue. Probably putting it bottom of S. I don't think there's ever a situation where I'm sad to get a Archeo. Maybe not always gonna like be an instant win button or anything, but the vibes are always great whenever I get a Archeo. I think I'm also gonna move Invisible Joker ahead of... No, I'm not. DNA is more consistent. Forget I said anything. Photograph first played face card gives ×2 Molt. Obviously the old Photo Chad combo, retriggering the first one over and over again. Makes this super, super good. Basically a glass card that never breaks, and you can do it 3 times in one card, or more with more triggers. That being said, it is completely dependent on having Hanging Chad or some other source of re-triggers, because on its own, it's not that good. I'm probably buying it before... I'll put it here, right after Baseball card. But if I have a Hanging Chad or any other source of face card re-triggers, it moves up quite a bit. Popcorn plus 20 Molt minus 4 Molt per round, I think. Yeah, it should be per round. Can really save your life in a mess. Kind of serves the same purpose as the ice cream cone. Obviously, they both go away eventually, so they have to go down there. But they're not, like, actively bad, just not very strong. Raised Fist adds double the rank of lowest ranked card held in hand to Molt. So it's flat Molt. It's flat Molt capped out at plus 20 Molt unless you have card held in hand re-triggers. That being said, it's pretty easy to get maximum value from it every single hand, but it does not scale infinitely. So I will put it above Fib and below Green. Ramen ×2 Molt loses times 0.01 Molt per card discarded. It's okay. You know, it's okay. If you don't have to discard very much, you can keep that ×2 Molt, but even at, you know, full value, ×2 Molt is significantly worse than ×3. I'm not picking it up all that often, in all honesty, just because I like discards, and any Joker that makes me not want to discard, I kind of get a bad taste in my mouth about. I'll put it above Madness. It'll go right there. Red card gains plus 3 Molt when any booster pack is skipped. Very annoying to skip booster packs, but on higher stakes, whenever you just need some flat Molt, guaranteed, easy to get, this thing becomes a lot more powerful. It also technically scales infinitely. I guess not technically, but if you are scaling this infinitely, that's a strange decision. I'd probably buy this right below Fib. No, I'd buy this below Half Joker actually as well. It's not very fun to play with. Reserved parking, each face card held in hand has a 1 in 2 chance to give $1. This is so fun. It's got a 1 in 2 chance thingy. I love those random mechanics. Face cards, it combos with the Pareidolia, which is always fun. If you have a huge hand size and you have Pareidolia and reserved parking and Oops All Sixes, you're just farming cash like crazy. It's so fun. And a Mime and a Blueprint. Oh my god, I'm just imagining doing it. That'd be so fun. Anyways, this is a very strong economy Joker. Almost always going to get more value than a golden Joker from this. But then face cards can get disabled. I'm going to put it up here in A, right underneath. I'll put it above Cloud9 actually. It's just more fun than Cloud9. Ride the Bus. This Joker gains plus 1 Molt per consecutive hand played without scoring a face card. Infinite scaling Molt automatically puts it pretty high. It's not that hard to meet this condition. A little bit annoying if you're trying to play anything with face cards. But on high stakes, very good to have. I'll put it highest of the infinite flat Molt scaling. Riff Raff, when blind is selected to create 2 common Jokers. This is actually an economy Joker. I did not understand that for a long time. Also a pretty easy way to get a Hanging Chad, mail-in rebate, a photograph. You can set up that build pretty easily with this thingy. Riff Raff's actually pretty good, I would say. Usually I'm only using it as an economy Joker, and it is on the weaker side of economy Jokers. Put it right next to Golden Joker, but it can be good. IB Showman, so situational, but whenever it hits correctly, it feels so good. I'm gonna put it with Matador for that reason, and Luchador. Belongs in that range, I think. But we have too many Bs. Maybe I should lower that. Yeah, I think it's usually pretty useless, but whenever it isn't, that's fun. I'll put it top of C. For distribution's sake. Rocket earn $1 at the end of round. Payout increased by $2 when boss blind is defeated. Very strong economy Joker. If you get it early on in the game and then you actually go the distance, you're getting a lot of money. Gotta be up there with Cloud9. I think Cloud9 is a little bit more fun. That's where it's going. Rough Gym Diamond cards give you $1 when scored. This is pretty trash. Diamond's not a good suit, and you have to be playing like flushes to really maximize the value of this. One of the worst economy jokers in the game. I'm not actively pissed when I see it. I will pick it up sometimes for a few extra dollars. But very early game, I put it right there. It's above the basic tiers. He's runner gains plus 15 chips if played hand, contains a straight. Infinite chip scaling is going to be pretty strong. Straights are kind of annoying to build, I find. But this one is pretty fun. It's got to be better than Odd Todd. I think it'll go right there in B tier. A lot of Bs, but I guess that's how it's supposed to be distributed, right? Zeon's poker hand is a straight flush. Create a random spectral card. I've gotten this build to work a few times. It's very hard to do, but it's really cool having a bunch of spectral cards. So if it gets a lot of fun points for that. Rare that I pick it up, though. Not very common. I'll put it with Showman. I don't think it's incredibly useful, realistically, but it's fun if you're just trying to be a little bit wacky. Satellite, earn $1 at the end of round per every unique planet card used this run. Pretty decent. Don't think it gets A tier for me. I'll put it above Golden. It just doesn't really feel good having to use a bunch of different random planet cards that don't do anything for you. It also takes a lot of money to get it online, and it caps out at like, what, $11, I think, so... You know, it's okay. Scary Face played face cards, give plus 30 chips when scored. You know, it's not that good. Probably worse than Odd Todd. Definitely worse. I put it here. It's probably one of the weaker chip jokers, but it still has a place in some runs. Scholar played aces, give 20 chips and plus 4 molt. Not really a way to re-trigger aces without doing some weird stuff. This one caps out pretty early, but early game, it is very useful. You can get through quite a few blinds with it. Gotta be better than Misprint. Probably better than the chip jokers too. I'll put it right underneath Pareidolia. Seeing double times 2 molt to played hand has a scoring club and a scoring card of any other suit. Full disclosure, I've never actually unlocked this card. I just have not cared to do so. But that does not seem very good to me. I guess 2 molt's pretty good. X2 molt's pretty good. But it kind of smells like the flower pot, but a little bit easier. I'll put it by Onyx Agate. Watch it not be Agate and I look really stupid. Yeah, whatever. Seltzer retrigger all cards played for the next 10 hands and then it dies. Retriggers are really, really fun. If you get this at the right time, it is incredibly valuable. But then it dies at the end, so it's going to be bottom of A for me. Shoot the Moon, each queen held in hand gives plus 13 molt. If you have in-hand retriggers, it's going to be a good bit stronger, but it's just a flat molt joker, so we know where this belongs. Right above Raised Fist for me. Shortcut, straights made with 1 rank gap between them. Pretty fun at the beginning, not very useful. I guess you're doing like a full straight run, it could be valuable, but it's going to take up a joker slot and not really give you any actual value point-wise or economy-wise, so that kind of makes it weaker in my mind. But it is cool, so it gets the Seance and Showman treatment. They're fun for the right build, but not really going to be buying them all that often. Since if first hand of a round is a single 6, destroy it and create a spectral card. Spectral cards are really, really nice to have. That being said, if you don't have a DNA to copy more 6s or make them with strength or something, you're not going to get a ton of use out of this. I'm going to put it next to the egg. Got another basic one, goes in the C tier. Smeared Joker, hearts and diamonds count as the same suit. Spades and clubs count as the same suit. This is not very valuable. Flush builds are cool, but you just play on the checkered deck or whatever it's called, and you get them for free, so why would you ever buy this? There's obviously a couple of uses for it, but yeah, I don't really give a shit for this one. Probably gonna be next to the flower pot. I'm not as annoyed by it, but it's pretty dumb. Smiley Face. Played face cards give plus 5 molt when scored. This guy's cool. He's chill. He's chill with it. You put him together with like a sock and buskin, like bang bang bong, man. You're kind of having a good time. Let's see what the flat molt jokers are here. Sure, right in the middle. Pretty decent. I like it. Sock and buskin retrigger all face cards. That's gonna be S or A tier automatically, not S tier. Probably gonna go right underneath Hanging Shad, but this one can be very, very fun and very, very strong if you do a build with like Flush 5 or something. So yeah, it's cool. It's a vibe. Base Joker, 1 in 4 chance to upgrade the level of played hand. He's so unreliable, but whenever he does hit, it's cool. He always hits on my throwaway hands that I don't actually want him to hit on, and that kind of annoys me. But in a sense, he's kind of an economy joker just because it's free planet cards, technically. But you can control what planet card it is for the most part, so that makes it more valuable. Put it above Ramen, underneath Odd Todd. He's cool, he's fun. Not the best in the game. Pair of Trousers gains plus 2 molt if played hand contains a 2 pair. Infinite scaling, 2 pairs is a very annoying hand to build for, so that kind of takes some points off of it. But I would rather build this than on the bus. On higher stakes, it would even be more highly placed, I think. Yeah, whatever, we'll go there. Splash, all played cards count in scoring. Very situational, but it can be cool. Same as these, I think. Fun if you do the build right, but not going to be buying it for most usual runs. Where Joker gains plus 4 chips if played hand has exactly 4 cards. Infinite scaling chips, pretty valuable. It scales more easily than the castle does. Playing 4 cards can get a little annoying. I think there are builds where it works. I'll put it right underneath Hiker, because it's not very fun to build. Steel Joker gives times 0.2 molt for each steel card in your full deck. Infinite scaling molt, very strong. Steel cards are valuable, so you don't really have a reason to not be stacking them into your deck. Right above Cavendish for me. Stone Joker gives plus 25 chips for each stone card in your full deck. Obviously, there's the synergy with this one and Marble Joker. That's the classic one. It's pretty much the only scenario where in which you would give a shit about buying this. So I'll put them right next to each other. It's kind of whatever. Stuntman plus 250 chips, minus 2 hand size. So good early game, it's crazy. Usually want to be selling it beyond too much after that. I kind of think of these two, Mary Andy and Stuntman, together, even though they're pretty different. I'll put it there, though. It's good, it's strong. Not going to keep it for a whole run, usually. Supernova adds the number of times played poker hand has been played to molt. Flat molt, technically infinitely scaling. I guess not technically, it just is infinitely scaling. It scales pretty quickly, actually, as well. Now that I think about it. If your hand gets disabled by a boss, you're kind of fucked, so that is not lucky. I'll put it above Smiley Face, I think. Superposition creates a tarot card if poker hand contains an ace and a straight. Again, it's a straight one. Fun if you make the build for it. Otherwise, probably not going to be picking it up very often. Straights are just a little annoying to make, in my opinion. Swashbuckler adds the sell value of all our owned jokers to molt. Yeah, you know, the old egg swash synergy, of course, very fun. Also gift card, very fun, but it is just flat molt. I'm going to put it right underneath the, whatever this one was called, I forget. But yeah, the tarot card one. The duo times 2 molt if played hand contains a pair. Times 2 molt, pretty easy if you're doing a pair build. Obviously going to be valuable. I'll put it underneath driver's license. The trio, very, very similar story. The family, 4 of a kind one. We're now at X4 molt, so it's probably going to be stronger than the X3s. Not very fun to build, but it is good. And the order, X3 molt if played hand contains a straight. Because it's a straight, I'm less inclined to ever buy this. Probably going to be a little bit worse than baseball card for me. Then the tribe, X2 molt if played hand contains a flush. You know, I'm not often scaling into late with a flush. Also only times 2, not even times 3. I'll put it above Madness, I think. Yeah, I don't want to be playing a lot of flushes. Above Madness, below Ramen. I'm happy with that. Idol, if you have the exact right card, it'll give you times 2 molt. Picks a random one. Again, probably like one of the latest game jokers you can possibly imagine, but very, very valuable if you have your deck set up correctly. You'll go A tier. Throwback times 0.25 molt for each blind skip this run. Skipping is kind of a new player's game most of the time. I'm not skipping very much anymore. That being said, it is pretty fun to just kind of run it down and hope for the best with this. So it goes in the situational ones for me as well. Fun if you just want to screw around, but probably wouldn't recommend it for most runs. The Duelist earn $4 if poker hand is the correct hand. It can be really, 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 really good sometimes and kind of annoying other times, but usually going to give you at least more than Golden Joker. Pretty decent. I'll put it there. It's a pretty decent economy, but not A tier. To the moon, baby! Earn an extra $1 of interest for every $5. You just double your interest, basically. $5 cap out. I think Gold Joker is more fun, just for vibes. I don't know. But, you know, it's a decent economy. Whatever, can't complain. Trading card, if first discarded round has only 1 card, destroy it and earn $3. Very valuable both for deck fixing and for a little bit of economy. The deck fixing is probably more important than the economy, honestly. That being said, I do more often than not need to fill the spot with something else. I don't know if it gets A tier for me, but it will be a high B, probably higher than baseball card. I played Kings and Queens, each give times 2 molt when scored. Oh yeah, this is a good Joker. It's a very, very good Joker. If you get face cards disabled, you get fucked, but outside of that, it's pretty hard to beat this one with the right build, so. Troubadour plus 2 hand size, minus 1 hand per round. Hand size is pretty much never worth a hand in my book. This is gonna be, no, it doesn't piss me off, but it's pretty bad. I'm gonna put it low C. Turtle Bean, the Bean. Plus 5 hand size, reduces by 1 each round. Situational, but can be fun. Goes with all the rest of those. Vagabond is also one of these situational ones, but can be very fun, but probably a little bit better. It's annoying having to sell all your money or spend all your money constantly. If you have it set up correctly, you usually make that money back pretty consistently anyways, because you can fix your deck super easily. That in mind, I will put it above Loyalty Card, I think, which is kind of a random placement, but it's vibes, so deal with it. I think I've said that a bunch of times, whatever. Keep dealing with it. Vampire, this Joker gains times 0.1 molt per scoring enhanced face card, or not face card, where the hell did that come from? Per scoring enhanced card, but removes the enhancement. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Infinitely scaling, so it should be super, super strong, but losing your enhancements is very tilting, very, very tilting. Put it below baseball card, I guess. I don't know. Walkie-talkie, each played 10 or 4, gives plus 10 chips and plus 4 molt when scored. This one's quite a lot like the Scholar. I think they're pretty much counterparts, honestly. So with that in mind, I think it's going to go right around there. I think maybe both of these should be higher than the regular molt ones. Yeah, let's put it above the flat molts, but below the infinite scaling ones. Both of those, 10-4, or Walkie-talkie and Scholar. And I'll do Walkie-talkie over Scholar because you can retrigger these a little bit more easily than the aces. If you like a hack, that is. Wee Joker, but not so wee on this. Gains plus 8 chips when each played 2 is scored with some retriggers. This thing goes to the moon so fast. I've had runs where I've had like 3,000 chips off of this. It's very, very strong. And also very, very fun, because you don't usually play to retrigger 2s. Maybe controversial. I'm going to put it all the way up here above a hologram, I think. We'll go there. It's a lot of chips. And then the last 2 here, we've got a basic one, goes there, another basic one goes there, all the basic ones lined up in C, because they're whatever. And then the last one, other than this one that I don't know what it is, Yorick, Yorick's very cool, gains ×1 molt every 23 cards discarded. I'm obviously a big discard guy, as I've made clear here. This is a very, very strong Joker. I will put it above Canio, above that. I'll put it even above Mime, I think, but it'll go beneath Lucky Cat and Trib. And yeah, I think that's going to be the whole tier list. There's the whole thing in its totality. These are my thoughts, my vibes. Most of them are based on how vibey they are. Will the run be fun with these Jokers? So yeah, that's that. Nobody asked for this video, but if anybody made it all the way through, thanks for that. Go play Balatro. All right, see you later.